Hello and welcome to this digital photo video lesson. I'm Phil Hall and I'm going to show you a couple of quick fixes if your lens suffers from optical defects. The main thing to remember is it's not the end of the world if your lens suffers from vignetting or distortion, as it can easily and quickly be fixed in Elements. So let's start off by looking at vignetting. I want you to open up golfvignetting.jpg and we can get started on fixing this problem. As you can see, this shot is quite dark in the corners compared to the midpoint of the shot, and this is known as vignetting. And all it is the optics aren't able to distribute an even amount of light to the edges of the image circle. So we've ended up with this rather distracting effect. But not to worry, we can easily resolve this by going to Filter, down to Correct Camera Distortion. What will happen is a pop-up box will open up with our image in it, and we've got a range of controls. Don't be too put off if it looks quite daunting. We're only going to use one slider to sort this out. If you're finding that the grid is getting in your way, we can easily just hide that by just clicking Show Grid, and that grid disappears and you can see what we've got to work with here. So what I'm going to do is going to go over to this vignette slider called Amount, and we can control this vignetting effect just by dragging the slider left or right. If I drag it to the left, you can see it gets worse. As I pull it out from the starting point, it starts to get a lot lighter in the corners, more in line with our midpoint. So I'm going to drag that out a bit more and go up to, around about plus 69. And as you can see, we've got rid of those horrible dark corners which were a real pain and ruined the shot almost. But we've been able to quickly resolve this using the Correct Camera Distortion filter controls. So that's pretty much it. Don't worry about the midpoint slider. That's just controlling the midpoint of the lightness. So if you've got more vignetting one side, you may want to toggle that around, but in most cases you're just going to leave it on plus 50. So once you've set your amount and you're happy with it, all you have to do is hit OK. Right, with vignetting resolved, let's take a look at sorting out distortion. I'm just going to minimize this shot and bring up the tate-distortion.jpg. That's also on our start CD. As you can see, it's a pretty wide angle shot, and what's happened is the vertical lines have started to bow inwards. We can call that a pincushion effect. You can get other effects when the lines will bow outwards. That's more sort of kind of telephoto territory, and we call that barrel distortion. But with a wide angle lens, you sometimes can get this effect called a sort of a pincushion distortion. That's where these lines bow in, and it really does ruin the shot. So what I'm going to do again is go to Filter and Correct Camera Distortion. This time I'm going to keep the grid on because it's going to be quite handy when I try and sort this problem out to see a straight line running down there, so I can make sure I've got these pillars as straight as possible. So I'm going to go over to the right hand side and the Remove Distortion slider. So what I'm going to do, if I move it to the right hand side, it gets even worse. That's a good way of sorting out barrel distortion if it bows out outwards. But we've got this inwards pincushion distortion. So all I'm going to do is move the slider to the left. And as you can see, as I drag that to the left, those pillars start to straighten up nicely. And we've, I think, pretty much eradicated that. If I just zoom in and then just move across, you can see that's looking pretty good. We've got rid of all of that distortion quite easily just by knocking in -11 on the Remove Distortion slider, and that's all you have to do. So I'm just going to zoom out, and it's also, as I said earlier, handy to have that grid in place to see if you've got it bang on or if you've gone too far. But that's looking spot on. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm done. I've rectified the distortion on that shot. And there you go, 2 quick and simple ways to sort out a lens defect. So next time you have a problem with vignetting or distortion, remember it's not the end of the world, as I've said. All you have to do is just go to Filter and Correct Camera Distortion, and you've just got a couple of sliders there to sort the problem out quickly and easily, and it's really hassle free, as you can see. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers!